If you're a new investor and you've got taken or made a mistake, do not second guess getting back into the space and taking more action.
The market is tricky, we gotta stay humble, but don't think this is my first time in the jungle.
If you are a new investor and you made a mistake, take more action. Do not be scared away by this. Mistakes are natural, and everything you do in life, if you started playing a sport, you would make many mistakes. You wouldn't quit because you didn't get good right away. Same with this. Do not get discouraged if you made a mistake in Bitcoin or any other crypto asset. If you made a mistake in a crypto asset or a Bitcoin investment, learn from that mistake what could be wrong. So I'll tell a story of myself. When I got into Bitcoin originally, there was very few opportunities out there, and the scams weren't prevalent like they are now. But they were much more transparent and easy to find. So when I got into Bitcoin originally, as much as I loved it, of course, you're excited, you want to grow your Bitcoin and your crypto assets. So I got presented with several opportunities, and I actually jumped into platforms which in my intuition I knew were Ponzi schemes, which I would never recommend anyone do. But in the early days, it was a different time. They ran much longer. There's very few of them, and you could actually make gains on it, if it makes sense. You get in at the right time, you get out. Not anything I would ever be proud of or recommend to anybody else, but it happens. And if you get into it by accident, on purpose, whatever the case may be, and you end up losing your finance, do not get discouraged. Making mistakes in crypto assets and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is very common. So even when you have something legit, I'll tell you a horror story, right? So after I got into Bitcoin, I started buying other altcoins, getting passionate, and I found mining. There was a mining platform called Genesis. There's a bunch of Ponzi scheme ones that were evident. So there's lots of opportunity. So there's a second company besides Genesis Mining I joined called Bitclub Network. After I just restart this, I want this and that potentially. So when I got into Bitcoin originally, I was passionate about trading, buying, investing in all spaces, the field that I could find. So I invested in platforms mining like Genesis Mining. There's other ones that looked very Ponzi scheme-ish to me, so I stayed away from them. But there's one that I did my due diligence on called Bitclub Network. And when it formed, this company had a great motive, had a great purpose, and it bought massive amounts of Bitcoin mining technology and computers at good rates and presented it to the masses that we could crowd share this technology. So instead of an individual getting in, when I joined Bitclub Network, it let me crowd share and buy into a mining platform. And doing your due diligence in crypto is much more possible and much more attainable than it was in the old banking world, because you could actually verify on the blockchain. You could verify transactions yourself, not trusting a third party, you verify it yourself. So when Bitclub Network was formed, they started mining. And it got to the point where they started with pictures, good content, and you had to use your intuition a little bit. So myself and a few partners put in some income, and we're doing okay, we're getting returns. And as they're growing, they actually hit 1% of the Bitcoin network. And they're mining 1% of all Bitcoin being minted for a period of time. And you can verify them on multiple blockchains. And this, you know what? Awesome. Let's go diversify heavily into mining. It makes sense to trade. It makes the most sense to HODL. But if you have the opportunity, we're talking about 2015, 16, before mining was a little bit more profitable, or much more profitable than it is now. It wasn't like 2011, 12, and 13 by any means, but it was a little bit more profitable and logical in 2015, 16 than the years going forward. So as we were mining as a team, we started investing more and more of diversifying our portfolio into mining. Well, who would have guessed? Nobody has a crystal ball. Even when you do your due diligence, even when you do the right background checks, things happen. And that's why we say, when you make a mistake in Bitcoin or a crypto asset, do not get discouraged. Keep pushing forward. So my horror story with Bitclub Network was I took the closest 5, 10, 15 people around me. Some of them put massive incomes, almost a year's worth of their salary in some cases, from their savings into this platform. And when it was legit, we did good, and it was great. Till all of a sudden something started happening, and we started catching energy that wasn't confluent to what's been going on. Long story short, the founder of the company ended up stealing 300 plus million in Bitcoin, 200 plus million in Ethereum. So he got over $500 million and ran with the funds. So even people that have been in this space several years, that do our due diligence and do our best to do the right thing, make mistakes. We take big losses, we get scammed. It's part of being in crypto. So that's why always hold a big portion of your portfolio off the internet where you're hodling. If you are trading, if you are diversifying to other platforms, make sure it's a small percentage of your portfolio, because everyone makes mistakes, everybody gets taken. Welcome to crypto life.
The market is tricky, we gotta stay humble, but don't think this is my first time in the jungle.